Hello everyone, I am back, and you're probably wondering to yourselves, Laserlord, what are you doing in Minecraft, of all things, looking at a bedrock room with a bed in it? Well, I'm just doing this little thing. If I walk right outside here, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I am going to be calling Sky Mine Survival, and basically what that is I am going to be here, surviving in basically what is just mine shafts, with a few other things littered around that I will mention later. But yeah, this is basically what's going to be happening. I'm going to be surviving, gathering resources, being resourceful, and using what I can to make myself not die. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing this in a sort of hardcore style, as in where I die I either have to end the series, restart all of my progress, or just, I don't know, just start over again. Already my frame rate's dropping, that's terrible. Yeah, I guess that's the explanation all over with. And I got 5 pieces out of all of that. That is actually going to be quite a problem, because that is a lot more than 5 blocks. Gosh. Guess I can gather these to have myself pillar up. One of the problems with these things is that you can't always know what's going to happen to you, so just have to make do and do what you need to do. So, I'm up here. I'll keep that there. I think I should be able to make this. I have 4 blocks, 5 blocks. Perfect. And so, as I gather these resources, I'm going to explain how I made this world. So, what I did is I used Minecraft 1.4's or 1.3. I'm not exactly sure what version this feature came out in. It was one of the recent ones, either 1.3 or 1.4, where you could adjust the spawn mechanics of the world in Superflat. So this is a super flat world, and what I did is I selected the overworld, which was trying to recreate the overworld to its best of its ability with all of the grass, rock layers, and all of that stuff, minus ores. So it was basically a few layers of dirt, some grass on the top, and it would spawn villages, lakes, lava lakes, and all of the stuff underground that would normally spawn. And what I did was, I basically took that, I got rid of some of the overworld things, such as the lava lakes and lakes, as those could be very, annoying, because like you just run into like a wall of water, and you couldn't really do anything about it. You'd probably just have to go around, and I want it to be more of a challenge, so I want to be able to find things, and so I basically replaced all of the sand, or no, not sand, all of the dirt, grass, rock, and bedrock with block number 0. And if you know a bit about Minecraft block IDs, code, and all that fun stuff, you would know that 0 is air, which is basically just nothing. So I basically changed everything to 0, so it just spawns everything floating, as you can see, and that's what I did to create this world. So you are going to need a recent version of Minecraft, 1.3 or later. I'm not exactly sure. I'll probably edit in a thingy that shows me right now. So right now I just need village. That, oh, okay, so, okay, that's something we're gonna have to deal with. What time is it? Okay, it's noontime, so I still have time. You still have time if it's noontime. I don't know. I was just about to say put that on a t-shirt, but that actually would probably be a terrible idea. So, before I go to that village, which is actually an extremely good and really quite lucky find, I am going to collect some cobwebs for a bed, because you can use string to make wool to make a bed, and you may be wondering why I'm not using the bed I already had in my little spawn brick over there. Well, that's because I set up that spawn brick because whenever you use one of these floaty worlds, they tend to be a bit buggy in where the player spawns. So, in 99% of all cases, well, maybe not 99%, but in a majority of every single spawn instance that you would load one of these worlds, your spawn point is almost generally over top of nothing, so you just instantly fall to your death. So what I had to do is I had to load this world in creative and enable cheat codes, so like I could just do like t/game mode whatever, but I'm not going to do that now. So then I could be in creative mode and build up that little area and then sleep in the bed so that my spawn point is set there instead of over air, and then I could just use that as a spawn point, and then whenever I had everything set up, like all the bedrock room and spawn point set up, I could just switch myself into survival mode. I can't switch into hardcore mode though, sadly, so I just have to have this set on hard mode, and on my word I won't die, so that's that, and that's how I set up this world. So if you want to set it up for yourself, I will have a code in the description that shows the exact thing that you can copy paste into your world generator code, and then you can make this world for yourself and play around. So I have a bed, and now I can go sleep and skip the night, because if you've watched people's Skyblock series, you would know that whenever in English, whenever you are in torches. Yoink. That should be handy, because I have no idea where I'm gonna get coal or logs from. So what was I think I was talking about a thing before. Cob derp. Oh yeah, I was talking about how at nighttime. So during the nighttime in these worlds where there isn't land for mobs to spawn in, there tends to be an overflow of mobs whenever it becomes nighttime, because there can only be a certain amount per chunk, and most of the time they're spread out amongst like layers and layers and cave systems, and they're really spread out. But in worlds like this, they have to be concentrated into very small areas, so it looks like a very high number of mobs spawn, and this is evident in a lot of people's Skyblock series whenever they don't put up torches. It's quite hilarious, but sadly you won't be able to see me scream at the computer about things, so that's that. My sword just broke. It's expected. Yes, I'm making it on the right hand side, because not even gonna say mainstream. Yeah, I'm really surprised I found that village, because I was fooling around in creative mode in one of these world types, and I found that I couldn't find villages that easily, and that it was because normally it seems like they spawn pretty readily in super flat worlds, but whenever you actually have to build a bridge all the way out there and there's no land between it, that distance can seem pretty substantial. And because they're sort of rare spawns in general, it was sort of difficult to find one, but I'm surprised that there's one right there.